Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Politics and Why Meet Your Candidates in 2022. I'm Jane Hansen. I do 3 questions, 3 minutes, and today we are talking with Kristen Gonzalez, who won the primary against several other candidates in the hotly contested District 59, which is, I think, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, the only district that includes 3 boroughs of New York City. There's Astoria in Queens, Greenpoint in Brooklyn, and then, of course, in Manhattan on the east side from Stuytown up to the UN. Nobody else is on the ballot on any other side. So does this mean you've won, or you can stop campaigning, or what is it?
So it definitely means that, our chances are looking very good for winning the general. I'll be on the WP line for working families and the Democratic line. And since there's no Republican or independent on the ballot, we're really focusing the next month or so before the general election on getting out the vote and ensuring that we're getting out into all 3 boroughs in our district.
Right. So talk to me about then. What's the first thing you would like to do in Albany? What do you think is the major legislation that you want to get done? What do you think you need to do?
Yeah, I often get asked, especially through the primary, what was the common ground between 3 very different neighborhoods or parts of the district? And I found that housing and climate were the 2 unifying issues. This district represents really rapidly developing neighborhoods along the waterfront. We have the largest NYCHA complexes in the entire country. And on the climate side, we produce the majority of the city's energy. We have communities that have been the victims, not only polluted air like in Asma Alley in Astoria, but also polluted land with the largest underground oil spill in the entire country in Greenpoint. So we're looking at environmental conservation, we're looking at waterfront resiliency, but we're also looking at moving towards renewable energy. So I think the 2 biggest pieces of legislation that I'll be pushing for are, the Good Cause Eviction Bill to ensure that every New Yorker has the right to renew their lease and stay in their homes. And the second bill, the Build Public Renewables Act, to give New York State the right to build its own publicly owned, publicly operated renewable energy.
How do you feel about bail reform? There's an awful lot of people who think that it needs to be reformed.
I overlap with some really great champions like Assembly members Zoran Mamdani, Assemblymember Emily Gallagher, Assemblymember Harvey Epstein, who were all in support of bail reform. And, we were at, for example, a Democratic Club meeting with Assemblymember Epstein in Manhattan. And he explained so eloquently the need for this type of reform, especially as we see people literally die waiting trial in Rikers Island. And we saw that again recently. So it was really a matter of how do we ensure that people aren't dying in places like Rikers, and also creating a equitable justice system that doesn't create a double standard where the wealthy can get out on bail because they can afford it, and poor working class New Yorkers who can't afford bail are are forced to stay in places like Rikers Island. So, I definitely am supportive of their efforts. And in our district, definitely want to look at a public health approach to public safety.
So let's talk about you for a minute. Being kind of new to the political scene in terms of holding office. What can you tell us about yourself that we might not know?
I think I will be the youngest state senator currently at 27, the same age as Senator Julia Salazar when she started, who also overlaps with part of our district. So I think that's one thing. Folks may not know, definitely looking to build off the incredible work that she's done in her last few years. And then I think the second thing is that I'm a proud dog mom. Sunny, my dog, a little 6-year-old Havanese poodle mix, made a few appearances on the campaign trail, but he's going to be making a lot more appearances in Albany.
Sure, you can't leave him home alone. Nope. Anyway, all right, best of luck to you. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It was great being here.
And thanks to all of you for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm Jane Hansen.